So the first qualifying final, Port Adelaide against Geelong, first v fourth at the Adelaide Oval on Thursday night. Port, they've been exceptional this year, to be honest. If you watch my tipping videos that I did earlier in the year, I didn't even expect them to make the 8 regarding the minor premiership coming top of the ladder. Their young guns in Dersma, Darcy Burn-Jones. They've had the experience stand up in Charlie Dixon, Robbie Graham, Travis Boker's been their 3 best, I reckon. And they're coming up against a good Geelong side who's shown a lot of good performances this season. They have a lot of superstars in their team that can make them go a long way in the final series, like Dangerfield, Ablett, all Blitzards, Hawkins, the Coleman medalist. All of them can cause trouble to Port Adelaide and other teams in this final series, but I don't see them winning this game, Geelong. I see Port Adelaide getting the job done on their home deck in the first qualifying final. So the other qualifying final, Brisbane against Richmond at the Gabba on the Friday night. Brisbane, the last time they played Richmond, they kicked 4 goals, 17, 41, and Richmond kicked 82, so they got thrashed by 40 points. It was in Queensland too, because that's when the hubbing went on with the different teams. But Richmond are in unbelievable form coming into final series like they are every year. They are this year as well. I see their talent on their list. Brisbane have got a lot of talent. As much as it's at the Gabba, Brisbane's home pitch, this qualifying final last year resulted in a Richmond win. So I don't see anything different this year, and I see the Tigers getting the job done against the second place Brisbane. The elimination finals now. The first one, West Coast against Collingwood at Optus Stadium in Perth. The second of the Saturday games. West Coast are just such a good team in Perth that I cannot see Collingwood beating them. Also, as much as Collingwood have an unbelievable defence, I just can't see their threat to score goals in that team other than the Jagowies and stuff like that. I don't see a lot of threat to West Coast, who are a great defensive unit and are very good at attacking as well, which puts them in great stead for the final series. And I can see them getting a healthy win over Collingwood at Optus Stadium on Saturday. So the other elimination finals, the Saints against the Western Bulldogs. My Saints going into the first final series since 2011, which probably does give the Dogs a fair amount of hope in this game, even though they do have a lot of hope in the first place because they do have all that finals experience under their belt, winning the grand final in 2016, of course, going out in the elimination final last year to the GWS. They've got a lot of talent on their list of Dogs, so do the Saints. The Saints beat them in round 2 by about 6 goals, so that'll give the Saints a lot of confidence. Might put a bit of doubt into the Bulldogs' mind, but a lot of players on the Saints team have a lot of finals experience. The Dogs team have a lot of finals experience between them, and I think the Saints will just have the edge over the Western Bulldogs in this one. So in the semi-final now, we have Brisbane Lions against St Kilda up at the Gabba. Brisbane and the Saints will both be hungry to make the prelim final. Saints haven't made a prelim final since 2010 when they made the grand final that year. Haven't made final since 2011, the Saints. Brisbane went out in straight sets last year. Both teams aren't the greatest in front of goal. If you look at Brisbane's goal kicking stats this year isn't great, but the Saints have improved this year in front of goals, which with what they have other years, which they haven't been accurate at all, but still not accurate enough, I think, to win big games. The game early in the year, about 6 weeks ago, ended about 2 points to Brisbane off of the Gabba, so the Saints will have confidence going in, although they have lack of finals experience in Brisbane due to the last couple of years. But I can still see Brisbane getting the job done on their home deck at the Gabba and will advance to the preliminary final. So that leaves the Geelong Cats and the West Coast Eagles in the other semi-final. Geelong have a lot of experience in their side, so do West Coast. West Coast will not be in Perth this game, which West Coast still have a great side, but they're much better in Perth than they are in Queensland. I'm not sure where this game is actually, either at Metricon or the Gabba, but both teams have had a good year. Geelong just jumped into 4th ahead of West Coast. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Geelong will just scrape over the line in this one to advance into the preliminary final. Well, that leaves us with the preliminary finals. Port Adelaide against Brisbane. Port Adelaide finished first, Brisbane finished second. I'm sure this will be up at Metricon Stadium because Brisbane are the lower ranked side out of the two, and Brisbane's home is the Gabba. Port Adelaide and Brisbane have both had great years. They both deserve to be in a grand final. They've both got 2 Brownlow medal contenders in Lachie Neale and Travis Boak in their side. They've got a lot of talents. They've got goal kicking ability. Although Brisbane don't have the best record in front of goal with set shots and stuff this season. But I can still see Port Adelaide with such good year, with the year they've had, with the confidence they have to just get over the line in this game. Well, another blockbuster preliminary final with Richmond and Geelong set to fight it out for the second and final place in the grand final. Richmond, when it come finals time the last few years, have had a phenomenal record. They've made 2 grand finals in the past 3 seasons. That one slip up on preliminary final night 2 years ago cost them the grand final against Collingwood. But I can't see them slipping up in this preliminary final. They've both got brilliant lists. They've both got a lot of talent. They're both very accurate in front of goal too, which helps in big games. But I can see this being a very, very good game. But I think Richmond will scrape across the line in the end to book the grand final spot. So the grand final for 2020, I think, will be Port Adelaide against Richmond at the Gabba. First time in loads of years that it's been away from the MCG. Obviously, coronavirus has stopped that this season, with it being really bad in Victoria. But Richmond and Port Adelaide will be deservedly make it. They've both got good teams all around the park, solid defence. Charlie Dixon for Port Adelaide was up there for the Coleman medal this season, which is a good sign for Port. Robbie Gray's a superstar. Travis Boak is in line to win the Brownlow medal. Then you've got Richmond, who's got the best player in the comp, Dustin Martin. You've got loads of good defenders, which could worry Port Adelaide, because if you keep Charlie Dixon quiet, they could be in a bit of strife, because Charlie Dixon, every team that's kept Charlie Dixon to under 2 goals this year has beat him in their 3 losses, Port Adelaide. So they can keep him quiet. I reckon it'll be a good day for Richmond. But I do think Charlie Dixon will have a good day. I do think Richmond will have a better day, and Richmond, in a grand final for the ages, will scrape over the line.